How to choose an orchid plant. When choosing an orchid plant, most people only consider the type of flower, how often they want it to flower, and the size of the plant itself. However, choosing an orchid plant is not merely a question of taste. It requires you to consider the living conditions of your home. Orchids, like any other plants, do best in an environment that closely resembles their natural environment, but it can be difficult to recreate natural conditions inside your home. Read the following steps to find out how to choose an orchid plant. Steps 1. Analyze the environment where you want to keep the orchid. Consider how much natural light the orchid will have. You can keep it close to a window or further away. Note the usual temperature of the area where you want to keep the orchid. Though your living room is probably quite warm, your screened-in porch might be much colder. Examine the humidity of the room. The bathroom is probably the most humid spot in your home. 2. Determine how much care you can give an orchid. If it requires a more humid environment than your home, you will need to make time to provide additional water by means of misting. 3. Research which kinds of orchids do best in the kind of environment your home and your care offers. A dendrobium orchid needs lots of bright light and yield plenty of pretty flowers. Miltonia orchids flourish in environments with medium light. The more compact PAF orchid plant functions well on just a little light. Bright areas provide good environments for oncidium orchids. Consider an odontoglossum orchid for a cold place with bright light. Both Vanda and Brassia orchid plants function well in sunny, humid conditions. A Phalaenopsis orchid doesn't need much light and yields a lot of flowers. 4. Consider how much you want to spend on your orchid plant. They come in a wide variety of prices, from as little as a couple of dollars to as much as over $500. If you're a first-time orchid owner, it's better not to spend too much on an orchid plant until you're used to caring for one. 5. Go to a garden center to choose an orchid plant. Though you can buy orchids at the supermarket, the staff there is unlikely to know very much about orchid care, whereas a garden center's staff will know at least the basics. 6. Choose an orchid plant that will do well in your home environment, looks healthy, and doesn't show any sign of disease or spider mites. You can tell if it has a viral infection by checking for yellow or brown spots on the leaves. Spider mites leave a silky white web on the plant.